Welcome back to Universal Insight. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. If you're a global trade enthusiast, then you need to see this. On November 18, 2024, Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega, flanked by Chinese business leaders, unveiled a project that could reshape global trade, a new interoceanic canal through Nicaragua. But this idea isn't new. For over a century, Nicaragua has dreamed of carving a path between the Atlantic and Pacific, a vision dating back to the 1800s when global powers first eyed Central America as the ultimate shortcut. This isn't just another infrastructure plan, it's a $64.5 billion declaration of intent, backed by the latest in engineering and financial muscle. The vision? A 445-kilometer waterway, nearly 3 times the length of the Panama Canal, connecting the Atlantic and Pacific. Designed to rival, and even surpass, the Panama Canal, it will feature state-of-the-art locks, deep channels, and advanced flood control systems. Maps revealed a bold red line across Nicaragua, signaling a seismic shift in global shipping. The route will cut through Lake Nicaragua, the largest freshwater lake in Central America, requiring massive environmental and engineering feats. For over a century, the Panama Canal has been the king of transoceanic shortcuts, a marvel of early 20th century engineering that transformed global trade. But its size and capacity are now being tested by the demands of modern shipping. Now, a new contender, backed by China's financial and industrial might, is entering the ring. Chinese firms bring cutting-edge technology, from automated lock systems to eco-friendly dredging, promising a canal that can handle the world's largest ships. The announcement was a clear message: the old order is being challenged. The canal is more than a construction project, it's a geopolitical statement. This canal isn't a minor tweak, it's a complete overhaul of the global supply chain. Experts predict it could divert up to 5% of world shipping traffic, reducing transit times and costs for Asia to America's trade. The project, led by China KAMC Engineering, is a direct challenge to American dominance in the region. The U.S. has long considered Central America its backyard, but China's involvement signals a new era of competition. The world is watching as Nicaragua and China bet big on the future of global trade. Investors, governments, and shipping giants are all calculating the risks and rewards. The canal promises to accommodate the world's largest ships, vessels too big for the Panama Canal, offering a new artery for commerce and potentially lowering shipping costs worldwide. It's a bold move, signaling a shift in geopolitical gravity. But it also raises questions about environmental impact, local displacement, and the balance of power in the Americas. The stakes are enormous, not just for Nicaragua, but for the entire world. The canal could reshape trade routes, impact global prices, and redefine alliances. The digging hasn't begun, but the political and economic ground is already shifting. Environmental studies, land rights debates, and international negotiations are underway. This is more than a construction project. It's a statement of 21st century ambition, blending history, technology, and geopolitics on a grand scale. The world is on notice. A new era in global trade is about to begin, and the ripples will be felt far beyond the shores of Nicaragua. Why does this canal matter? It's about the flow of goods, money, and power. The Panama Canal has long been the world's shipping choke point, but climate change and water shortages have exposed its vulnerabilities. The Nicaraguan Canal promises a wider, deeper route, capable of handling the world's largest vessels, unlocking new efficiencies and lowering shipping costs. For the first time in a century, global shipping will have real competition. This could drive down fees and force both canals to innovate. For China, it's a more direct, secure route to the Atlantic, reducing reliance on a US-controlled waterway. For Nicaragua, it's a potential economic game-changer, promising jobs, investment, and a leap into the global economy. The project's allure is prosperity, funded and built by a new superpower, but the impact goes far beyond just shipping lanes. Experts predict that a new canal could shift global trade patterns, making routes between Asia, the Americas, and Europe faster and more cost-effective. Economists say this could lower prices for consumers worldwide, while boosting exports for emerging markets. Some analysts warn, however, that it may also intensify competition among ports and shipping companies, forcing them to adapt or risk being left behind. According to trade experts, the canal's opening could trigger a realignment of global supply chains, With ripple effects on manufacturing, logistics, and even geopolitics, this canal isn't just an alternative, it's an upgrade for global trade, one that could reshape the economic landscape for decades to come. In Washington, the news landed with quiet alarm, sparking urgent discussions across the political, economic, and military spectrum. Officially, there's silence, but behind closed doors, the implications are clear. "We are monitoring the situation closely," senior State Department official stated, "and evaluating all options to protect U.S. interests." A Chinese-built canal in Central America is a direct challenge to U.S. influence and security. "This is not just about trade," warned a Pentagon spokesperson. "It's about who sets the rules in our hemisphere. Economically, it threatens a key trade route. Strategically, it raises concerns about Chinese naval access between oceans." The Commerce Secretary noted, "American businesses depend on stable, secure shipping lanes. We can't afford disruptions." The U.S. military is reviewing its regional posture. "We are prepared to safeguard our interests," said a Navy admiral, hinting at increased patrols and intelligence operations. Panama, meanwhile, projects confidence but faces the reality of a larger modern rival just to the north. "We welcome competition, but we expect fair play," a Panamanian official remarked. The U.S. response will be subtle, diplomatic pressure, highlighting risks, and rallying allies. "We are working with partners to ensure transparency and security," emphasized a White House spokesperson. Washington can't stop the project outright, but it can create headwinds and sow doubt. "We will use every tool at our disposal," said a senior official, "to protect American interests." The game of influence has begun, and every move is being watched by allies, rivals, and the world's markets. The stakes, control of the hemisphere's most vital trade routes, have never been higher. Side by side, the scale of Nicaragua's ambition is clear. While the Panama Canal has long been a symbol of global trade and engineering prowess, Nicaragua has dreamed of building its own canal for centuries, dating back to Spanish colonial times and revisited by the U.S. in the 19th century, before Panama was ultimately chosen. The Panama Canal is 82 kilometers. Nicaragua's plan is 445, over 5 times longer. Multiple historical attempts to build a Nicaraguan canal failed due to political instability, financial hurdles, and daunting geography. The new canal aims to handle ships far larger than Panama's locks allow, targeting the world's biggest vessels. Many Nicaraguans see this as a chance for jobs and development, while others worry about disruption to their way of life. This is the crucial advantage Nicaragua and China are banking on. Yet, local perspectives are mixed. Some welcome foreign investment, while others fear loss of land and culture. The 2013 canal attempt failed over environmental and social concerns. This time, the route avoids protected areas and indigenous lands. Still, activists and indigenous groups remain vigilant, determined to protect their heritage. Still, the financial risk is massive. Panama is proven and profitable, while Nicaragua's project is high stakes and untested. Many in Nicaragua hope for prosperity, but others recall past disappointments. If successful, Nicaragua could speed up global shipping and transform its economy, offering new opportunities for its people and reshaping the region's future. But the challenge is enormous, and the world is watching, just as it did with Panama a century ago. China's involvement is about more than profit, it's about power. As the world's largest exporter, China needs secure trade routes not controlled by rivals. The Nicaraguan Canal is a strategic answer to the Malacca dilemma, giving China a new route beyond U.S. reach. It fits perfectly into the Belt and Road Initiative, signaling a new phase of focused, high-impact projects. By financing and building the canal, China gains influence in Latin America and cements its role as a global infrastructure leader. The project is state-backed, not speculative, an extension of Chinese policy. Control of the canal means leverage over shipping costs, trade flows, and intelligence. For developing nations, China offers transformation through infrastructure, not just promises. The dragon is digging a new path to global power. Strengthening regional alliances, China is not just building infrastructure, but also forging new partnerships. The Belt and Road Initiative is more than a series of projects. It's a vision for a new global order led by China. As surveyors mark the land, the world braces for change. Experts warn that the stakes have never been higher. If completed, the Nicaraguan Canal will alter global trade and spark fierce competition with Panama. Some analysts predict a 30% shift in shipping routes, while others caution that Panama may respond with aggressive pricing or expansion. For Nicaragua, it's a double-edged sword: economic hope, but also debt and environmental risk. Environmentalists warn of irreversible damage to ecosystems, while financial experts debate whether the promised prosperity will outweigh the burden of foreign loans. The nation's fate is now tied to a single, monumental project, and to China's ambitions. Some experts see this as a blueprint for future Chinese infrastructure diplomacy across the globe. The canal is a new front in the US-China rivalry, forcing Washington to rethink its Latin America strategy. Some predict increased US investment in the region, while others warn of a new era of proxy competition. Every ship, every delay, every success will be seen through the lens of great power competition. Industry leaders speculate that insurance rates and shipping costs could fluctuate wildly as the world adapts. This is more than a waterway. It's a symbol of a shifting world order. Futurists predict that whoever controls the canal could shape global commerce for decades to come. China's rise is no longer theoretical, it's being carved into the earth. Some experts believe this project could set a precedent for Chinese-led megaprojects worldwide. Whether this canal becomes a triumph or a cautionary tale, one thing is certain: its impact will echo far beyond Nicaragua's borders. Some predict a new era of prosperity, others foresee social unrest and environmental fallout. The world will never be quite the same. As the first ships pass through, the eyes of the world will be watching, wondering what comes next in this new era of global rivalry. As the world watches with bated breath, the global reactions to the Nicaraguan Canal project are mixed and intense. Nations around the globe are keenly observing how this new route will alter the balance of power in international shipping. Some countries, particularly those in Europe and Asia, see it as an opportunity to diversify their shipping routes, reducing dependency on the Panama Canal. Others, however, view it with caution, wary of the geopolitical implications. Environmentalists are sounding alarms about the potential ecological impacts. The canal could disrupt local ecosystems, endanger wildlife, and lead to significant deforestation. These concerns are not just local but global, as the environmental health of one region can have far-reaching consequences. Looking ahead, the future of international shipping and geopolitics appears to be at a crossroads. If the Nicaraguan Canal succeeds, it could herald a new era of competition and innovation in global trade routes. Shipping companies may need to adapt quickly, facing new logistical challenges and opportunities. Insurance rates and shipping costs might fluctuate as the industry adjusts to the new landscape. Geopolitically, the canal could intensify the rivalry between the US and China. As China continues to expand its influence through infrastructure projects, the US may need to rethink its strategies in Latin America and beyond. This canal could set a precedent for future Chinese-led megaprojects, potentially reshaping global commerce and politics. Ultimately, the success or failure of the Nicaraguan Canal will serve as a bellwether for the future of international trade and geopolitical alliances. As the first ships begin their journey through this new passage, the world will be watching closely, waiting to see what the future holds.